Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Grappler Union Podcast. Paul Maloney alongside Anthony Zito. On this episode, we have Andre Madiz in studio. Andre is a second degree black belt under Carlson Gracie Jr., and he's the head instructor at Carlson Gracie Headquarters. Enjoy.
I need the 6 minutes. That's what happens in that 6 minutes.
You told me using any technique that works, never to limit myself to one style. Keep an open mind.
We're not here to take part, we're here to take over.
In order to become more peaceful, in order for you to become better and strategize your life.
All right, we're live.
All right, Andre Madiz.
Yeah, Madiz.
Madiz. See, I would have thought it would have been Madiz, but
Maybe that's the English way of saying it.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're from Brazil.
I'm from Brazil.
So that's how they say it in Brazil.
Yeah, Madiz.
Madiz. That's no nickname.
No, this is my nickname.
That
my
is your
name's
nickname.
Yeah, my name's Andre Pimenta.
Ah, there you go.
Madiz is a nickname since the
what does it mean?
early age. No, I have it's a song. One day the guy said, Madiz, he put a couple words together and formed this song, Madiz.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And now that's your name.
Yeah.
Who gave it to you?
One friend in Brazil, name is Leo.
Oh, yeah?
Good friend of mine, yes.
He just gives you a nickname.
Yes.
That's interesting. I love that.
It's so great.
I love it.
A lot of people think my nickname, my last name is Madiz.
Right.
Andre Madiz. No, my last name is Pimenta. Andre Pimenta.
Yeah.
Nickname Madiz. Aka Madiz.
Yeah.
I had a hard time when I first met Andre Maneco, and then he was competing, and we were all trying to look for him on Flow Grappling.
Okay.
And I'm looking up Andre Maneco, and nothing's coming up. I'm like, what the heck's wrong? Is he not competing? Am I missing something? But that's not his last name. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
So it's so I have to think now when you see those Brazilians, I don't know if that's their actual name.
Yeah, it's weird. They already all have 4 names,
right?
But now you need a nickname in there too.
Yeah.
Works.
Yeah, it's good. So how long have you been with Carlson?
Oh, now with Junior, 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but originally I started training at the Carlson Gracie Matrix in Copacabana with Professor Ari Gallo. He's my mentor. Until today, I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
So I started with him there. And
what year was that?
Where?
What year?
What year? I think it's 1998, 99, something like that.
Nice.
The Carlson is here in the U.S.
Yeah.
When I decided to move here in 2006, I met him in Chicago, and I started my relationship direct with him.
With Junior or Senior?
With Junior. Okay.
Yeah. Senior passed away around
just
then, right?
2 or 3 weeks before I arrived here in Chicago. Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow.
Okay, but Junior is one of my friends. I can consider here my father, my old friend, know. So he's a guy that I have a lot of respect for him, not just because Carlson Gracie Jr., but the person than he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been with him a long time.
Exactly.
And you travel everywhere with him.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Now my position, the Carlson Gracie Academy, I'm the head instructor.
Okay.
So I have to teach class, to coordinate the academy when he's not here, and I start traveling more with him to support the Carlson Gracie schools, the Carlson Gracie Association. So beside it, I have my job with Muay Thai, very strong too. So I have been traveling a lot to Thailand with him. So last March, we did the first Carlson Gracie International Cup in Asia, in Bangkok.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, the Carlson Gracie International Cup now is part of the International Anti-Martial Arts Games and Festival. It's a big festival sponsored by the government. And because my relationship with the Muay Thai, one of the organizers invited us to participate in the competition. Was very successful, very good. The result was nice.
Now, how does this all work? Not to pry too much, but it's fascinating that you start doing this thing in Thailand, and he's branching out. Who is designing this path of the Carlson Gracie? Who's designing the spread? Is it Junior saying, "Hey, we need to go there. Hey, we need to go here. Hey, we should maybe think about doing something like this"? Who's helping them, or who's doing that? Do you have a team of people kind of come up with ideas and to build the brand more out there?
Basically everything about it is from Junior.
Okay.
He has the organizations. He organized the trip. So my main job is to run the academy. You know, I'm the mega. I have to be there every single day to teach class, to organize. But more and more and more, he need people beside him with experience, with knowledge. You know, so unfortunately, I have this opportunity to travel with him. You know, for example, during the year, we split the calendar, and it's very interesting for me traveling with him to Asia, like to cover Korea, Singapore, especially Thailand, because I have a chance to develop my work and help him and develop my work with Muay Thai too. You know, at this point now, I'm the U.S. representative for World Muay Thai Organization in U.S. You know, I'm here to develop the brand, to develop the organization. So, because I don't start Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu. Basically, I started both together.
You did?
In my whole career, I did the both at the same time with the same intensity, you know, so it's the same for me.
Who taught you Muay Thai?
Okay, so I have one teacher in Brazil, one guy with a lot of experience. His name is Tonico Jr. Because, and especially in Rio, the Muay Thai was a little different than the other parts of Brazil, because originally in Brazil is not Muay Thai, called the Thai boxing or boxe tailandês. Is a mix in between karate, taekwondo, and a little Muay Thai. The Muay Thai, the pure sport of Muay Thai, is new. You know, because for example, here in the United States, people talk a lot of Muay Thai, but people still practice kickboxing. Muay Thai has your own rules, the tradition and everything involved. So I'm very involved with professional Muay Thai. What the professional Muay Thai mean? The Muay Thai you see in the stadiums in Thailand, the fight inside the ring. This is the kind of Muay Thai.
Because I remember in the 90s, I took Jeet Kune Do, and part of Jeet Kune Do was Thai boxing. That's all they referred to as Thai. It was never Muay Thai. It was always Thai boxing as a part of it. And we do the Thai boxing stance.
Exactly.
And like that,
put a lot of piece of different kinds of martial arts in Formula 1. So the Muay Thai that I practice is pure. It's just Muay Thai. Muay Thai for me is just one. You know, same like if you talk about Jiu-Jitsu, and when people start spread the BJJ, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Jiu-Jitsu for us, then learn it in Rio is pure, it's just Jiu-Jitsu. If you see the big names of Jiu-Jitsu, it's Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu, Alliance Jiu-Jitsu, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You understand? I think from the nights after the UFC, people start put this name, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to sell it. You know? So I have a couple things, then I'm very open-minded for all this new stuff, but I still a little bit old school. You know,
you're old school where it comes where jiu-jitsu was mostly with like combat, like you were fighting and utilizing your jiu-jitsu with strikes and defense and more of a self-defense aspect, as opposed to what now is like considered sport jiu-jitsu and then self-defense, like two separate entities.
Sport jiu-jitsu today is popular. You know, it's when you talk about jiu-jitsu today, maybe 70 or more, 80% is about sport jiu-jitsu, competition jiu-jitsu, the positions and the mentality, methodology, brain, you know. So, but in my opinion, my point of view, the sport is just one part of the total, you know. So because before jiu-jitsu become a sport, is a kind of martial arts, one of the most efficient martial arts in the world, you know. But little by little, it started to decrease. For one side is good, you know. A lot of people can start making your money, you know, start growing more the business, and today have a lot of different brands. But on the flip side, the roots of sport, you know, start disappear a little bit. Because, for example, in the kids class, I think more than the 0.5% of the students, maybe, I don't know, but much more, the 0.5% or more, looking for the parents to look for what? A kind of martial arts to give the kids the confidence, you know,
the discipline
and stuff like that. But more and more people are directing it to learn the competition, you know. The guys know a lot of tricks, a lot of berimbolo, half and a half, stuff like that, but don't know who can defend one punch or one neck hold or stuff like that.
Or just being able to parry a punch or even defend a takedown or something to that effect.
Exactly.
Yeah, or if what do when someone kicks you, like, you know, how to even the defense of that.
Because on the past, what gives the confidence or interest for us, especially people from Rio, to start training jiu-jitsu, the self-confidence to resolve any situation with technique. The base of jiu-jitsu is to keep the distance. How can you close the distance, work the clinch, take it down to finish?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, today, if you ask the beginner, for sure, the guys prefer the pull guard than the fight for the takedown.
Right.
You know? But it's nothing wrong. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. So I have a very open mind. I start studying more. You know, always you bring guys from this new generation to teach us at the academy. So had with us Bochecha, Bernardo Faria, Lucas Leite. Next week, Jaime Canuto will be with us, you know, to share his experience and teach us this new way of jiu-jitsu. But the mentality for the Carlson Gracie team is a strong game. The game that you can defend yourself, you know, in any situation, and a strong game for competition.
Right.
And is that throughout all the affiliates? Does Junior make sure that all the affiliates are doing it just like that? Or would you say that some guys are just dedicated to the sport, some are just dedicated to self-defense?
Yeah, the Carlson Gracie have, yes, what can I say? We try to pass always the roots of jiu-jitsu, try to explain what the Carlson Gracie represent, what the academy represent, what the name represent. But the guys are completely free to develop your own program, because I think it's much more important if you cultivate the roots than you throw the anchor. Because when you throw the anchor, it's about, oh, the Carlson Gracie was a strong team on the past, you know, the best MMA team, but you can hold all your effort on it. So you have to open your mind, because the jiu-jitsu changed a lot, you know, and you encourage people, you know, to learn different techniques, especially if you want to compete. But the history of jiu-jitsu is very important. People know what was Carlson Gracie, what the Carlson Gracie represent, you know. So the things change. Now jiu-jitsu have a big change, and I don't know for the next 10 or 15 years where the sport will be, but you know, it's impressive.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I know that our instructor, Andre Madiz, his base is, you know, that pressure, that Carlson Gracie style. It's like, it's a certain style, you know, and that other academies, they focus on other styles, and you can just feel the difference between each academy and their students. You can almost, like, it's just like bleeds out of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're rolling with someone from a different academy, you're like, oh, okay, I could feel where you're getting that from. That's how you got, you know, you were raised almost. Like certain neighborhoods and certain kids are raised a certain way, and other neighborhoods, certain kids are raised a different way. It's the same thing. Like academies are raised differently. Yeah. It's fascinating that everyone's concepts
each one have one style. Each one develop your own game. Maneco was a very good friend of mine, you know. I born and raised basically together. He just couple years. He came from the same spot in Brazil. Oh, really? You know, nice. Very tough guy. Did a lot of the very good work in judo. So he's a very good competitor, one of the best in this division. So he knows what the Carlson Gracie represent. Sure. Okay, I'm very happy to hear he still applicate this stuff on with his students in his class. Very good.
And he's always very proud to mention that he's a Carlson black belt.
Cool.
He says it all the time, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How many affiliates are there now?
I think it's more than 300.
Yeah.
Entire world.
Wow. And he's got and Junior travels all of them every year.
He try. You know, he try. He traveling a lot, man.
Incredible.
You know.
Wow.
It's difficult because a lot of academies, you know. So sometimes to cover everything, okay, it's difficult because you need a chronogram and a plan to cover everything, to spend time. But have been doing a very good job. It seems very good job.
It seems as of late there's been like a resurgence of Carlson Gracie team. You know, like Like you see it just getting stronger over the last couple of years.
Exactly.
Have you noticed that?
Because as soon as the Carlson Gracie passed away in 2006, okay, it's natural for Carlson. His dad passed away, you know, so we have a couple changes in the association. As soon as he passed away a year after the Carlson passed away, his son born, Carlson Gracie Neto, he started building his own family, you know, and I think it was natural because the Carlson Gracie master that passed away, you know, is something very hard for all of us, okay? But when I say on the last 6-7 years, the team started growing, but strong in terms of academies, in terms of teams, in the organization, the competition, you know. So look our result on the last 2 years ago at the World Master, when all of us decide to compete together and represent the Carlson Gracie. We won the competition with a lot of points in distance from the second place.
You still compete? You still compete?
No, I'm very busy with the school, okay? But I decided to prepare myself again, you know, to compete. Let's see.
Yeah.
How can do it?
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 42 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Yeah. Masters 3.
Masters 3.
Good,
yeah. A lot of good guys in my division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough. That's a tough. It seems like all the older guys are just. I mean, it's like the wealth of knowledge you're dealing with.
Exactly.
You know? And that they're tricky.
And today you have much more opportunities to stay competitive, you know. You can prepare yourself better, have a lot of different programs if you have a good health, and you can just increase more and more and more. So the guy have a lot of knowledge, and when you face one guy with a lot of knowledge but athletic in shape and good condition to compete, man, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's not easy.
No.
Are
you, so this year you're going to Masters Worlds?
I'm not put my name yet, but you try. You still have time.
What weight division are you?
Now the middle half. Middle half.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, yeah, because today, when you talk about the competition, you know, you face a lot of the blue belts, then can defeat the black belts, purple belt, then can defeat brown. It's crazy. The level is really high.
Elevated.
You know,
so elevated.
On the past was something amazing if you want blue or purple submit one black belt, but now it's happened.
Yeah.
You know, and you have just to keep your mind open to keep learn, keep train, and be ready for all situations.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, the internet, obviously, I believe that helps out a lot, you know, for people just seeing what's going on out there and then repping those techniques constantly.
Definitely.
Having that access as opposed to back in the 90s and early 2000s when it really
Yeah,
wasn't
don't have
available.
nothing. You have to ask or to visit one academy, but the things on the past are very close. You know, if you defend this flag, you can visit the other academy. You're no, you know, it's strange.
Creonte.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think this word today don't fit well. You know,
No,
because the Creonte. Sometimes you change the academy, but you have to see in what situation, you know?
Yeah.
So the Creonte is still here, you know? I believe if nothing happen with you and with your relationship with your master, if everything's okay, I think it's no reason to change. But, you know, so you can move or you can get a better job opportunity or I don't know. I think the most important thing is when you communicate.
Right.
You know, if you have the good communication, you can solve everything. But one more time, the problem sometimes is the ego. You know,
right?
The
I know
ego is
we were
the
talking
problem.
about that earlier.
You know, so have been doing everything right until the from blue to brown. You know, and the day when you was promoted the black, things start change. You know, you start being superpower. The guys, no, I'm a black belt, and start acting different with the teacher, with the teammates, with the students. So it's not a good thing to do. You know,
stay humble.
Stay humble.
humble.
Exactly.
It's not hard.
Exactly.
You would think it's not hard, but it's interesting. You know, it's interesting that, you know, people make mistakes and they
make mistakes. Exactly.
They just, you know, they go down the wrong path sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see. Like, I started teaching the beginners class.
Okay.
So it's nice to get new white belts in and kind of see how they develop, and they have questions. And and one of them asked me the other day. He said, "I just have a question." I'm like, "Sure. What do you want?" He goes, "I've only rolled like 3 or 4 times." He goes, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Well." I can't really tell you what to do. I said, you're just going to have to keep coming and keep doing it. Even though you don't know what to do, you just got to keep doing that. Not knowing, and just feel what would feel nice. What would work for you? Try not to get choked out, and eventually, after a few months, you'll start developing a skill.
Exactly.
And you don't even know you're developing the skill.
Progress little by little, right?
Little by little. It's like I told him, I said, if I ask you, how do you breathe? Like, how do you tell yourself to breathe? You're just like, I don't know. I just do it. I just breathe. Yeah, because you've been doing it for a long time. You can't explain how to do jiu-jitsu.
Right.
You just have to come in and do it.
Exactly.
And through repetition and through training.
It's about the day by day.
Day by day.
It's one very interesting point. Then I see like a big difference in between martial arts and sports jiu-jitsu. The tradition, the hierarchy, so the respect for the match. Today people come do a 1 hour drill, boom, that's it. Okay? Don't have much attention to care about your partner, to care about your teacher, to ask. Because a lot of people stay there just to be in shape, to work, to have a moment to distress yourself, And the value of a medal today is the most important thing. So if I'm a part of the competition team, I'm the cool guy. If not, I'm part of the different part, we are together.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I agree. I mean, whether you're a competitor or, just, guy who's on the street just wants to come in and get a good workout, he's still a part of that team.
Exactly.
He's an intricate part of that team.
Exactly.
And there's world beaters out there that don't compete.
Don't compete. I mean, you hear John Danaher talking about, Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin, everyone saying they're the best guys in the world. And he says they're not even the best guys in the gym.
Exactly.
But
it's true.
You don't know the other guys because they don't compete. That's cool. That's the guy I want to be, Zito.
What?
The guy no one's ever heard of. They could...
The world beater.
Beat the world. Yeah.
You want to be the world that no one's ever heard of?
Exactly. And I'll never have to prove it.
Right.
Be like, Paul could beat anyone in the gym.
Yeah, we should maybe start that rumor then.
Yeah, start the rumor.
Start it.
Yeah. So how do you structure your classes, Andre?
The class. So now I'm very involved with the competition part, The guys start prepare the guys really, really hard to compete. But it's not 100% of my class. So I teach class straight Monday to Friday, So during the noon class is basically the competition time for the academy. So we do the warm up very light, nothing heavy, because I believe you have to keep all your earnings to do exercise related with jiu-jitsu. If you do a lot of crazy stuff, when the technique and sparring and specific training start, you'll be tired. Okay? So you can separate, for example, 2 days just to discuss the technique, step by step of the technique, and after that you do sparring. In a couple of days we put the rounds, for example 20 minutes just the drill, okay, another 4 or 5 rounds sparring, couple of sparring just for the takedowns. We can separate in blocks.
So situational training.
Right, exactly. And have been doing a lot of drills, so special situations for the competition.
Do you have any people wanting to do up and coming guys that try to get on EBI, the combat, or try to get on any of those type of competitions outside of the IBJJF? Do you have people aspiring to be on those stages of doing a fight to win and stuff like that? Because there's been fight to win for
I have a couple guys from right? there. You start to encourage more because this show, this format of show now, I think it's start be more popular and very good. So it's your chance.
Fight to win?
To fight to win.
Or EBI or something like that.
All these shows is an opportunity maybe to face one guy with the same number of victories of you or the knowledge, and just one fight in between both to see who's the best at that day. So I like it.
And Polaris, which is overseas. Yeah, that would be something that's nice.
Yeah, in this format it's good because if you have sufficient knowledge in jiu-jitsu, and if your jiu-jitsu game is good enough to be there, you can make a good money too. So this is the thing. Today have a lot of competitors. So competition is very, very popular. But if you take how many professional competitors you have in your gym, is something interesting because have a lot of competitors, but the guy have the regular job 9 to 5. The guys train just one time per day, So, but to start form just the professional competitor is something a little hard because you have to invest your time, the money, have to bring people. Yeah. Sometimes the guy train with you, you pass everything for this guy, and for one or other reason, the guy say, no, it's enough for me here, so I have to go there because I have a lot of different training, because every single week we have a competition, So how many competitors, how many champions you have per weekend, per month, per year? You understand?
Yeah.
It's a lot of. Okay, but the real champion, the guy that fight hard to win the medal, is something hard,
Yeah.
Because sometimes the guys, I took the silver medal in the Pan Am Games. Have these two guys on the bracket. He lost by submission. You understand?
Right.
But the guy of the day by day, then trains 6 days per week, just 1 day to rest, compete regular, each tournament, it's something.
And that's where it gets interesting, like jiu-jitsu and team. I mean, you have the UFC and you have those teams, where you have like, Jackson Winklejohn and
Alpha Male.
You have all these teams, and they have like a group of guys in there, and you have maybe 4 or 5 stars in that one group, and like that. Jiu-jitsu is similar to that style,
exactly.
But it's just like not everyone knows who exactly is on that team, like for Alliance, because there's Alliance in so many different states.
Exactly.
Whereas opposed to Jackson Winklejohn, you might have 1 or 2 locations.
Yeah.
What I mean? It's a smaller group, but
they're like training out of the same facility.
Out of the same facility, right.
Exactly.
Whereas you say Carlson, 300 plus locations. Yeah. It's like, oh, that guy's from Carlson. Okay, which one? Like, who's he? It's so hard to follow. Like, there's no like. It's just very difficult to see like who the star is going to be because there's so many competitors out there and so many people winning gold that you've never even heard of. You've never heard of this guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's where I think having more competitions and more fight to wins and more grappling games and more EBIs and Polaris and all these competitions who could bring out those competitors that you've never heard of. Everyone heard of Gordon Ryan, Gary Tonin. Those
always the same names.
It's the same names all the time.
You have a lot of different, very good talents. Just waiting for opportunities.
Exactly, the opportunity. Right.
And if you spread more this format of the competition, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Because the big academies today, to support a competition team, you must need a strong association with different association because you need money. So it's not cheap to bring one guy from Brazil, provide all the visas and everything. Okay, as soon as you arrive here, you have to provide the accommodation, the food, the transportation, condition to train. It's expensive. And sometimes you must have to travel all the time to support the academy, to keep the other association strong, the name strong. It's complex. But I think this is the big challenge for the biggest academies today. Okay? Make the 2 parts very well. Run the business and the competition. Then it's a business too.
Yeah.
So I think the moment for the jiu-jitsu now is one of the best in all aspects. The industry is very strong. Have a lot of different brands. People can teach jiu-jitsu in a lot of different locations because it's become more popular. It's not more about East or West Coast and the Midwest. Okay, us here from the Midwest have I think the potential is not the 100% explored yet. Have a lot of different places, then you can spread it. And the competition, now you can see live competition, live stream, IBJJF every single weekend. It's good. On the past, you just fight with your passion for a medal, and that's it.
That's it.
No sponsor. The sponsor, I mean, the guy give a couple T-shirts for you. Today, people can make a good money, have a good equipment to train, you know. So it's good, but you can have everything, you know. So if it's very popular now, on the flip side, maybe decrease a little bit about the respect for the art and stuff like that. But if you talk about the competition and stuff like that, the job is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think is like the different aspects of jiu-jitsu, and where like the people get a little, this is why it's hard to go super mainstream. Like the UFC is, I consider, it's pretty mainstream.
Yeah.
I'd say it's mainstream.
Definitely.
Jiu-jitsu is going to be hard to match that because there's so many different rules of competition, styles, sport. Now we have combat jiu-jitsu. You know, there's so much that people have to like I didn't understand some of the rules in what was that last one that was like 7 hours long that you were telling me you actually
ACB?
ACB. That was a difficult rule set, but there was another one before that I didn't understand.
Oh,
like,
Kasai.
Kasai, yeah. It's like the rule sets are all so different. And you're like, okay, I'm watching, I know jiu-jitsu, and I'm watching, I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't he get points for that? Or why did he, you know, what's going on? It's just, I don't even know what the hell's going on. I got to like, okay, what is their rule set?
Right.
But and I'm in jiu-jitsu. Now, someone who's a fan of jiu-jitsu, that's just like the average guy is like, oh, I'm just going to watch it. They're not going to, they're out.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
like,
at this point have a retrocess in terms of the rules. On the past, people fight for what? The submission.
Yeah.
Move forward all the time.
Right.
You know, if starts throwing the fight, they have to stop, put the both and stand.
Right.
Today, with a lot of this advantage kind of guards, so people can hold for more time.
Right.
And I think the main goal for the biggest, the federation is to work to promote jiu-jitsu like a Olympic sport, but with these rules, I think it'd be very difficult, you know. So I think to be there, something like submission wrestling rules, maybe can be better.
Something.
Something like that.
Something to uniform it.
Exactly.
Like something to like someone.
Exactly. Yeah,
someone
this is
with.
the word.
I mean, I know you've got the Abu Dhabi. Obviously, they've got probably the most money, right? I would say that.
Yeah.
But even them, they're not even like they're in their own world. Like they're not looking to like world domination like the UFC has done. You know. So ADCC has its own rule set there, and they're not going to change. There's no way everyone's going to say, okay, let's just all adopt the ADCC rule set.
Right.
Because I don't even think that's the greatest rule set. I don't think that is the one that does everything. I think there's bits of pieces I like about it, but then when you watch ADCC and you see some of the matches, you're like, okay, they're just going to push each other for 10 minutes, not try to do anything, and then
when points come on, it's on. Yeah.
Then it's on. Then might as well just be IBJJF points.
Right.
And forget the first half of that match. So, you know, I would like to see in the next 10, 20 years, whatever it is, you know, it get to where, you know, people are, you know, paying for pay-per-views to watch, you know, huge jiu-jitsu matches. And not the same Buchecha versus or something. You know, it's like
one more reason to shows like Fight to Win be promoted more, you know, and people try to win a couple of rules or form one rule for this kind of the competition. I think it's one of the keys to promote and for jiu-jitsu to become more popular. You know, for people that don't know nothing about the grappling sports, start increase the interest for this kind of sport. You know?
I think Fight to Win is like to compare it, it's like this poster behind me, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. That's the Fight to Win. That's where they're at right now. They're in 1993 right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with the right direction, they can then take that to be the UFC. You know what I mean? Where, okay, guys, you started this out. It's great. Now let's start building it up. You know, let's start really dying. Because I don't think, me personally, I'm looking at Fight to Win, and then, you know, the three judges come in and they all have raised the flags. For me, that doesn't really. I don't really care if someone came in and read why or what the decision was, like the UFC, they just read it. You know, like the guys, ring announcers, they're reading. Okay, split decision. Referee scores it. Your referee scores it. This for this guy. Right. Oh yeah, referee scores. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
Right.
It works in boxing. That's how they do it in boxing. They do it in the UFC. Why don't we do that for jiu-jitsu?
I mean, do we need to?
I'm just saying, why do I need 3 referees up there? Let's get the thing going. They're long. They're 33 fights.
Right.
It's a whole process to bring that guy up there and then they all raise the flag.
It's faster. It's faster.
You think it's faster?
It's faster to have the 3 refs jump out there, raise a flag, then fill out a cue card, then hand it to the dude, then that dude has to read it and total it up and then walk out there and then talk. It's just boom, raise a flag, walk off.
Yeah, I just think it's
faster.
I like the presentation of the guy coming out there, ring announcer, and then announcing the fight, and then
you want to make the 33 matches even longer.
No. The awkward of like, okay, sometimes they don't even raise the guy's hand because the guy walks off the stage already.
Right.
You know, it's just it seems a little what's the word, like messy. Like I like to clean that up.
I like it
bit.
the way it is.
You like it, Paul. Paul's easily impressed.
I am.
But it's a good part.
I like things they're a little bit cleaner. You know, I don't need all that type of production like come in with the
maybe
the
put a very good referee with condition to decide the fight, boom, right away
because he knows he got the judges say, okay, this is the guy, and then it's just a little more. I don't know, get a Bruce Buffer for a fight to win. That'd be kind of nice.
Oh God,
why not? Get the hype man. I'm just saying it would be nice, and then obviously I just noticed they started doing replays.
Yes, they did.
That's nice.
That is nice.
Very nice that they do replay because initially they weren't. There was no replays.
I'm just looking forward to Worlds this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The most important competition of the year.
It's my favorite weekend of the year.
Yeah,
I think so.
Definitely. And this year will be amazing.
Yeah.
So the national championship this year was great.
Yeah.
I think was a good preview for what you see this year in the Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Who are you looking to see? Who's your guy? Do you want to see fight?
Let me see. I like the Menegali. I like him.
Yeah,
he was there, but he's a guy with a lot of heart. He's a very good guy.
I think it might be him and Lowe in the finals again.
Yeah.
I think that could, I mean, they fought 4 times, and Menegali beat him once, but he beat him at that really important match.
Yeah.
The one that mattered.
I think Herbert Santos will be a surprise this year too, because he changed the academy. Now he's together with Andra Galvão.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's really good. I love, so many names,
Yeah.
It's hard to
Keenan's
appoint
going to
one
do
or
it.
other.
Keenan is, if he's going to be the 4th American to ever win it, if he wins it, right?
Yes.
There's only 3 so far, right?
I think
They don't count
BJ Penn,
BJ Penn,
the short guy, the
Mikey
Paulo Biel.
Musumeci.
Yes.
And who is the...
I think you have 2 more. Yeah, I think it's the 4th
I think
guy.
there's 2 more, but they don't count Drysdale because Drysdale's mom is Brazilian or something.
Oh, for real?
They're like, no, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. You have to be pure American.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The pure breed.
Pure bread. Man, that's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And it's like how many days?
I think from
It's all
Thursday to Sunday, right? Or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
That Sunday, I spent like...
You spent- yeah, I remember
spent the whole day in front of the computer.
The computer, yeah, me too.
It was
man.
great.
It's me too.
Yeah. How was the feed? Feed wasn't bad, was
No, it
it?
wasn't bad. I know we give Flow Grappling a lot of shit, but really, Flow's amazing. Like, have you guys checked out their YouTube channel where they go visit all these academies? They call it Road to Worlds.
Road to World 2018.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2018.
all
I haven't seen
episodes,
it.
very nice.
All the episodes are awesome.
Very
And they'll
nice.
hit Leander Lowe's gym, and they'll hit Soul Fighters, and
Beautiful.
they went to Ireland to. They went to
In Dublin,
where
right?
else? Yeah, they went to Dublin. They went to Norway.
Norway.
Wow.
Langaker, that dude's been killing it. So they're like, let's go check out his gym, and they'll just go through, and all the episodes are
Is it like an embedded series?
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But they're like 15, 18 minutes, and it's
Okay.
just fun. You just watch, and they do a really good job scoring the music, and they'll just like show a bunch of rolls with some cool music in the, and it's really good, and it's quality. Flow Grappling puts out awesome content. They really do. We just give them shit every once in a while because of their streaming capabilities. Like there's nothing worse than when you're like emotionally invested in a match and it starts buffering and you go, God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
But
but it's
they'll get there. I think the right guys are doing the job.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I do like Flow. And they have their new app now. It's called Flow.
Flow Arena or something like that.
No, the other one. There's Flow Arena, but
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. You were talking to me about that today,
Yeah.
weren't you? They're the Flow Sports app,
Right.
For the iPhone. That's nice. The app is nice.
Okay.
So
I'm
you
going to
have
need
to
it
log in.
because I'm going to be working all next weekend. I'm going to be like this on my phone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't believe you're going to be working. You said till June 30th every day.
Every single day. I don't have a day
Is that
off.
possible, dude? What's going on at McCormick Place?
It's just so busy right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this is the season, right?
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
I'm working tomorrow from 6 a.m. to midnight,
Oh my gosh.
and then I'm working Sunday and Memorial Day. Yeah,
Man.
it's all right.
6 a.m. to midnight. How many breaks do you get during that time?
I don't even know. Maybe 4.
But you will like an hour break or
Like lunch is 45 minutes.
You got to have
and-
breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
At least, right?
Right.
At least 3 breaks and then cigarette breaks. Do you guys get cigarette breaks?
No.
I'm sure some people get cigarette
Oh,
breaks.
yeah, people
for
take
sure.
them. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
But I mean, legally, right? You're a union guy. You got to get your cigarette breaks.
No, that's not in
It's not
the
a thing?
contract.
It's not in the contract? Man.
Oh,
That'd be
gosh.
You
stupid.
guys gotta, I gotta check that out, man.
Yeah.
Just get that.
What about at Carlson's? You guys do heel hooks and all that? Do you
Yeah,
allow
the
it?
heel hooks, knee bars, stuff like that. But depending what level, you know. You
Brown
don't-
belt and above.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
You know, you don't encourage people without the knowledge of control to do these things.
I agree.
You okay? But little by little, you have to accept more because it's part of the game.
Right.
So as soon as you start prepare people to defend and attack these kind of positions, so people can understand more and control more and apply better the technique.
Right.
You know, a couple academies, no, you can do this, you can do that here. No, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, understanding your body is very important.
Exactly.
What I am trying to institute in my class, which Andre said okay, and then when he saw me teaching, he's like, whoa, wait. He put a little halt on it. He goes, it's okay for this guy, certain white belts, but he goes, this guy's too new. So for this class, no, because these are 2 new guys. They don't need to learn this stuff like that.
Yeah.
So so certain positions, no one knows what to do. And it's a simple position. So if you're in like Ashigrami, where I have your leg and I'm going for a straight ankle lock. But let's forget the straight ankle lock and just being in that position of that I'm 50-50.
knee pinch.
Right? So I'm in a 50-50. We're equal. I take my leg, I put it inside. Now I have inside leg position. I'm winning the match, right? Because I can control both legs. I get
Yep.
center, right? So what I'm trying to explain is that to the new students is that this is the position. Here we're 50-50, we're even. I take my leg, I put it inside. Now I have the advantage. And now once I get your leg and I put this position on, how do you get out of that position? Because some people, get in that position where they're like, I don't even know what to do. They don't know how to push the leg down, step over.
Yeah.
It's something simple. So I'm trying to, bring this into the beginner's class to just kind of get them to understand what that position is and how to just get out of that. Just
It's important. All depends about your methodology of teaching. You
Right.
know, little by little, you can show one other position
Yes.
very carefully with the situation. You know, because it's part of the game.
Yeah,
You know,
And I don't want to ignore, like Dean Lister says many times, why would you ignore 50% of the body?
it's completely true.
Right. So, I do agree, understand your body, but I also, the bottom, you got to have control of your legs. You got to have control of your hips, not just your upper body and, being able to triangle and arm bar, but being able to control someone's legs and know when you're in danger. If I have both my feet inside and your legs on the outside, you're in danger. And you better be aware of that. Get that leg in to get at least back to 50-50.
Yes.
So that's what I'm just trying to do. And like Andre's, he just wants it for certain people.
Right.
He doesn't want it for everybody because he wants people to really learn
Pass guard.
sweep, arm bar. The real
foundation of jiu-jitsu.
that and the foundation of jiu-jitsu that everyone says, which I completely agree. I think it does have room to add more foundation to it. I think the bottom half of the body can.
You're trying to
be-
put a little rebar into the foundation?
just a little bit. Okay, just a little, not
Just
a
a
lot.
little bit.
Just
Right.
a little bit. Let's add a little bit more to the foundation.
Okay.
And I just think it'd create when they get to blue, to purple, to brown, that core of like, oh, I see the legs. Of course, yeah, that I need to know. That I should already have a good foundation of what to do because some blue belts, you get them in that position, they're like, I don't know what to do. and they're at blue, and they have no idea how to get out of that position at all. So that's all. That's all I'm trying to like, you know, bring it in. So little by little.
Yeah, that is about how can you find a balance between new and the old position, modern and traditional. You know, because the reality today is the competition here for everyone. You know.
Yeah.
So it's popular. It's something that you can see every single time when you talk about jiu-jitsu. Early or late, you talk about the competition, the rules and everything. So you're in 2018, so you have to find these new things, you know.
I'm never going to teach butt scooting, though.
No.
Never.
Okay, good.
No butt scooting.
Thank God.
No. Pull guard, yes. No butt scoot. If you pull guard, he gets away, stand back up.
Right.
Don't butt scoot to him. No.
Couple of things don't change, right?
Yeah, that does it.
Exactly.
That looks so bad on competitions. It drives me nuts.
It really does.
It drives me nuts. Even when the Meow Brothers doing it, I'm like, just stand back up.
Well, Eddie Cummings' last match.
Yes.
It was almost like it was like they were waltzing. I don't know if you saw. It was like Hanato Canuto and Eddie Cummings, and it was just like Cummings would come forward and Canuto would go back. You know, it's like right foot, left foot, right foot. You know,
it was like they're dancing.
It was like they're dancing, but Eddie Cummings is sitting down.
Yeah,
and. You know, and then you'll go online and be like, Canuto didn't engage or whatever, and it's like
either did Eddie Cummings.
Yeah, but why would I jump into his strong? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I agree you wouldn't, but okay, if I'm Eddie Cummings, why can't I just get up and drag that guy down?
Right.
If I want him in my guard, I need to drag you in my guard. If you don't want to come,
bring you into my guard.
Bring him into it. Jump guard.
Yeah.
You want him down? Jump it. Why
stand
not? Stand up and
grab a wrist and arm drag him to the floor.
Eddie Cummings says, grab my wrist. That dude's strong as fuck.
Right.
If he grabs your wrist, forget about it.
Forget about it.
I mean, it's strong. These guys are doing it all day long.
Super strong.
Right.
And you know what I've started doing now, because I watch a lot of Marcelo Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like is double grab. So I'll use two hands, one wrist, one arm. So
the wrist.
The wrist. Yeah. I'll do no-gi. I'll grab because I'm little, so I have to, and I'll also now incorporate that in the lapel.
Cool.
So I'll go here, and I'll go here. And so you're breaking this. I already got the grip. I got back, and then I play around with that double lapel.
Yeah.
I don't do the here and here. No. I go here because the guys are strong and they'll try to get away. This they can't. How strong you are. You're not pulling away from that.
Okay.
Maybe John, but for the most part, I got you.
Yeah.
Challenge
It's
accepted.
endless. Always you adaptate something from the past for today, couple things then you used before, now have other things then work better.
It's fantastic.
You have to study every single day, you know, you have to test things different.
Right.
You have to stay on the field. Okay, the best field to learn is the gym, the academy.
The
you know,
best.
when the time to compete come, you
guys do a lot of no-gi, right?
No-gi, you have a class, no-gi, you have 2 classes per week.
Nice.
The Thursdays and Fridays.
Because that's kind of one of the roots of Carlson Gracie too, right? Is it effective in Vale Tudo in MMA, right?
Yes.
So
because for these new programs and the competition, you start keep more attention now for the gi. Okay, but one of the plans, one of the goals for the next years is to rebuild the MMA competition team again.
Ooh.
You know, but one team formed by people from Carlson to represent the Carlson Gracie.
Right.
You know, no academies here or there. Then have one instructor and put Carlson Gracie. No, the original Carlson Gracie team. This require a lot of work, but we are here to work.
Yeah.
So where's the biggest affiliate at right now? Is it in California? Or
Right now, let me see. I think Temecula it's big.
Temecula?
Yeah, it's a good one. Have been producing a lot of guys. The Tom Cron have been doing a very good job. The Bulgaria is very strong too.
Oh, yeah.
So in Europe, Brazil, the Arigalo Academy is very good. So have a couple of very strong and good associates for us now.
Yeah. Just in Chicago, how many affiliates you have in Chicago?
In Chicago, in the city, have a Pedro Viana. Around here, have Pedro Viana, Premier, Mac the Knife, and the Broadway. And
Carlson Gracie Aurora,
Shanahan, Indiana with Maxine Jean. I think I have around 10 academies around here.
right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yeah. Plus the guy that I told you before have the Carlson Gracie DNA, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The guys from
Right.
blue to black, like Jason Solis, Jay Valco, Andre Maneco.
Yep.
So Andre Negão have one time with us too when you arrive in here. So Pete the Greek, Pedro and Daniel Viana.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of guys.
A lot of DNA.
All the DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's incredible.
Well, how would you describe?
Easy from Movimento Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
he's
right.
on.
Is he raised? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
How would you describe your game? What kind of game do you like to play?
My game?
Yeah.
It's traditional Carlson Gracie, take down, smash and pass.
Smash pass.
Yeah.
You,
I like this kind of game.
you like top, being on top?
Yeah. But I started develop a lot of gore game now, especially with Lucas Leite class.
Yeah.
I started develop good things similar than him.
I mean, that's a
helped
good,
me
good
a
guy
lot.
to copy off
He's a
of for
good
sure.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of guard do you play?
I like more the half guard.
The half guard.
The half guard. You know, start working a couple things from the lapel sweep, lapel guard.
Yeah.
I like it. You know, so one of my objectives, my goals now is to really study and understand this new kind of game, especially the competition game. Is one of the reasons I start preparing myself again to see if I can restart my competition career
Right.
now in the master. I think it's important, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not essential, but it'll be good if I can prepare myself, stay in condition to fight against the good guys, and bring my experience back to the academy. I think it's valid. It's good.
Yeah.
You know. So talk about these new guys. I really like Bochecha, but my favorite fighter is Rodolfo Vieira. Okay. I think he represents the Brazilian spirit of a jiu-jitsu fighter. You know, I think he's very good, and he's from Rio. Okay, for a long time you don't have a original representative from Rio on the black belt adult division.
Yeah.
Okay, on the top, all the guys from São Paulo or South. He's from Rio. He has the.
So that where you're from in Brazil,
He's
it's not
extra
just-
better.
He's extra better, right? He's like, oh, he's Rio. He's a little bit better.
Yeah.
How's that split up in Brazil? Do they really? I mean, obviously they do because you just said that. But so different parts of Brazil, because Brazil's huge.
Oh, Brazil's huge.
So big. So like
Everything started in Rio.
Yeah.
You know, came
Okay.
from the north of Brazil with Grace. As soon as he's based in Rio, developed everything.
Yeah.
Until the UFC and the first tournaments here. But São Paulo now I think become the #1 state in when you talk about jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, São Paulo is very strong. Have produced a lot of champions. All the biggest academy, the headquarters based there, like Alliance, Grace Bar have very strong team
Damian
there.
Maia is out of
Damian
São Paulo.
Maia, exactly. And Manaus, Amazon, Manaus is a very strong state too. And Rio, I think now is the #3. I think São Paulo first, okay. Amazonas is the second, and on the third place the Rio.
wow.
You know.
And how would you figure California? Where does California fit? Let's say California was a state of Brazil. Where would you put that in the mix?
California,
as far as
between-
the strength.
The California is so strong because it was natural for the people from Brazil, especially for the southwest part, São Paulo, Rio, to looking for a place similar than your the hometown.
Right.
People start fixing in California. California is very strong. I think it's the #1 state.
Yeah.
Right now, if you talk about,
Stronger than Sao Paulo?
it's
Close, right?
Yeah, it's close.
it's close.
Because something very interesting happened now this last Brazilian national. The problem is the world is very strong. It's a very strong competition, but every single year, I don't know for how many years, is here in the United States. And a lot of good guys there don't have opportunity to come to US have the economic problem or the visa problem.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, like superstars here today, start traveling to Brazil to compete in national. And you saw a couple good names, couple amazing champions defeat there for people that you never hear
Never heard
before.
of. Yeah.
You know?
They got beat.
Exactly. So today you have a lot of amazing guys for
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, but California for sure Maybe no. I think stronger than São Paulo because have more teachers, more professors out there. The big teams, the guys won't have to make the camps and preparation for the awards.
Right.
Make the preparation here, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, California.
Exactly.
Florida,
California.
Teaching privates to gringos, you know, you could make a good living
for sure.
and just train all day.
Exactly.
And set up camps and stuff like that,
Exactly.
you know.
And it's big, you know. All the main brands, jiu-jitsu brands, is out there. The academies, the weather is
What about Brazil though? Like
perfect. All during the whole year.
do those guys? Are they like professionals, or do you still have to maintain like a day job too? You know.
Because you have a lot of champions, but if you think about how many champions the sport have now, the jiu-jitsu have now, I think you don't have academies for all these guys.
Right.
You don't have opportunity for all these guys teach class in a high level, you know? So to really make money with jiu-jitsu, you need a strong name, a very nice spot, and a lot of students.
Yeah.
You know, because, for example, our academy is in the city, you know, on the Logan Square.
Right.
Okay, it's a huge place. To keep the place open, the rent's not cheap.
Right.
Plus, all things you have to pay. So you need a lot of students, you know. And how many places have in California or around the United States? So a lot of guys still have to work in the second job and doing the competition things. Sometimes the sponsor is not good enough just to maintain the guy, okay, 100% focused in jiu-jitsu. So have two sides of the same coin, you know. For one side is being more people can start make more money, but on the flip side, it's a lot of competition between,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I've been watching your pad work videos. God damn, you got some good strikers in there.
Yeah.
Zito, you got to see this video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How bad does that hurt your arms when you got guys? You're holding the pads.
The guys kick really hard. I need a pad bigger than the normal.
Right.
You know,
right.
normally the guys use the medium or large. I need a extra large.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're tie kicking.
But he's calling it out. He's calling the shots.
Right.
You know, so he's going, And after like 4 or 5, I'm like, oh man, I would move to I would go to jab after that. You know? And he goes, no, a couple more, you know? I was like, oh, my arms would break.
Yeah.
Because my original style in Muay Thai is the traditional style.
Yeah.
No many tricks, okay, or different movement, but the repetition. Okay, the Muay Thai is just one. The Muay Thai from Thailand. All the kinds of the Dutch Muay Thai is not the kickboxing. Western Muay Thai, no, it's Cambodian Muay Thai or something like that.
Yeah.
Muay Thai is just one. Simple, but efficient. Little by little, you increase more your technique and develop more speed and strength. My first trip to Thailand, 2012, I think, 2012. I imagine face a lot of crazy things and stuff like that. No, basic. I come back next year. The same thing. The only thing changed there is the number of belts on the wall, but the train is the same. And I have been traveling a lot, 3 times per year.
That's fascinating. That
You know?
the train stays the same. It's the individual that elevates the game.
Exactly.
It's fascinating.
Exactly.
Just like Health Gracie.
It's a repetition.
It's like that guy, you know, he just does the basic.
Exactly.
But the way he can elevate it just by doing the basics.
Exactly.
So
The basic is the most important thing. The most incredible guy in the MMA so far for me was Minotauro, because he's a strong guy, the big guy, and I think the only guy until today did a efficient gore game. And one time the people asking him, "What's your secret for these amazing guards you learn?" No, the secret is just a repetition. I don't need one movement 100 times or 200 times. 1,000 times per day. It's because that the position works.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same today.
Right.
For jiu-jitsu, for any kinds of martial arts.
Yeah.
You know?
You're only going to have a bag of 10 tricks. 10, that's it. If not
Exactly.
anything more than that, it's overkill. I mean, what do you really need
Sometimes
in a
not.
fight? Sometimes not even that.
What you have in your sleeve, but how can you apply these things?
Right.
You know?
I'd rather know 5 things the best than have 20 bags of 20 of my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me 5 that I know every time I could hit it.
You can talk about, for example, the competition for a long time. I don't know how many time because not is unbeatable, but Roger Gracie, I think, man, the biggest champion so far for Jiu-Jitsu. Basically 3 movements. Those Otogai take down, side control, knee on stomach, mount, choke.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier. I didn't say health, but it's Roger Gracie.
Okay.
I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
All the R's, confusing.
But
yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah, and you know what he's going to do, and you still can't
You
stop
still
him.
can't stop it.
Yeah.
You know exactly what he's gonna do. Yeah. Still, I know it's. I know we've talked about this a million times. I live it every day. It's still amazing to me. Everything's still amazing to me. It's just, and that's what's so fascinating about the art. It's like it never gets old. To me, it doesn't.
No.
I don't know how everyone else feels, but everyone else I come in contact with in the gym, in the streets, or other academies, everyone collectively feels the exact same way. Like, I can't believe this is real. Like, I can't believe that guy. I can't believe that I was able to do that, or I can't.
Right.
It's always you're in awe.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
crazy.
amazing. Because in
Beautiful.
Jiu-Jitsu, you can do this, you can do that different. You can try a lot of different things, but always you have to be back to the beginning.
Yeah.
The foundation.
Yeah.
And
I wonder, I really don't know anyone, because none of my friends play sports like basketball or football or, anything like that. I just wonder how it is for people who go shoot around basketball. Are they in awe of the other people they play against? I
think they just have anxiety from sitting in a desk all day, and they're I just need to blow off some steam.
And they're just playing basketball.
Let's
and
bounce the ball around.
And there's no when I get done rolling, if I have we do 5 rounds or whatever, and I'm done, I feel like I'm on drugs. I feel high. I feel so good. I'm
exactly. This is the sensation.
That sensation is I can't even describe
Sometimes
it.
you can't describe. You can't explain.
I can't explain. I just feel this way. I'm just I can't believe this is real. I'm not taking anything, but I feel this thing.
Right.
And I just wonder if you would play tag football with your friends, do you feel there's no way you'd feel that.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't. I don't think it works
Jiu-Jitsu
that way.
is amazing.
It's just something different.
Everything that involves the sport, it's okay. On the past, people have a very discrimination when they start the Gracie stars spread the Jiu-Jitsu here in the United States. No, you have to hold it just for us. And why you have to teach the Americans to do this or to that? But today, if you're traveling to California or East Coast or here, the environment is nice when you visit the academy, when you put all the guys together, So I think the Jiu-Jitsu passed, but all these things, put these things behind us, and now you can have in front of us the new horizon. It's amazing. This new lifestyle is very good. Not much ego, or I just have to hold it for me or for my team. It's nice when you share the ideas, when you stay in the same room with people then really looking for something same like you, with respect, with a good heart to just grow more and more and more.
Right.
It's nice because if you know something and just hold for you, it's okay, but it's okay at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's more fun to share.
I think so.
It just you feel better.
Exactly.
I do. Yeah. That's that whole giving, receiving, giving back. It's nice. It's a good
I don't
feeling.
have to train with you all the time or stay with my students with you all the time. No, but sometimes why not? You can stay in the same room, the same mat, and train. It's a bit good.
You guys allow outsiders to come in.
Yeah, sometimes you visit a couple academies.
You gotta
have
be cousins
our
with Tommy G.
open match. People are more than welcome to stop by Saturday. From 11 to 1 to train.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I went to. I visited when you guys had. Who are the 2 guys you had in last year? God, I can't remember their names. Jesus,
Lucas
so
Leite?
bad. Was it that?
No, I don't know.
Not Lucas Leite. God, I can't remember the 2 guys you had in.
Black belt.
Yeah.
New guys.
No. They're 2.
The young guys.
They're 2 younger guys.
Kawan maybe.
I don't remember. But anyway, but my phone didn't work inside there at all.
Okay.
So I was dead, no phone signal inside.
Good.
Downstairs. Which
Zito's
is nice.
the only person on earth who checks his phone in between rolls.
Yeah, I have to. Well, because of my job, I have to somehow.
No, you don't.
check. Yeah,
No,
I do.
you
Well,
don't.
now I do. Without Dorothy, I do. Without Dorothy, it's a little more
Right.
difficult. But anyway, so yeah, but it was nice going in the basement and then being in that space, you know, because that space has got a lot of history.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And it's just nice to get that feeling, you know. It was definitely cool. You got the ring over there in the corner. And
Yeah.
Has it always been that setup there, or has it changed throughout the years?
No, it's the same.
The same.
It's the same.
Wow. It's
Okay.
crazy.
The tradition for senior
Yeah.
to sit in the ring, watch the
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, bring guys to the ring to train
Yeah.
Vale Tudo is something.
Wow. That's a cool. That's
It's
it's really
cool.
neat. I mean, it's nice space, obviously.
Yeah.
It's big, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just cool to be in, like, you feel like you're in like a mecca,
Like a fight academy.
Yeah.
Well, not like
Yeah.
that, but it's just like you just feel like the history there. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
Because
just
people
something.
all ask why you have the ring and not the cage.
Yeah.
One of the reasons because the Carlson Gracie MMA, but the Carlson Gracie Vale Tudo is still
Yeah.
the flame still there with us. You
Yeah.
know, it's good.
Did you fight MMA?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many
I have
fights
3
you have?
fights here in US. I lost 2 fights and one fight.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
And what about Brazil?
Yeah. In
Vale
Brazil,
Tudo?
yeah, the Vale Tudo. Brazil, the Vale Tudo. Brazil, but just couple fights. I think Brazil have 3 fights.
Okay.
Yes. On
So
the
what-
past was hard to fight. You know, no many shows, and the professors try to hold us until the limit. You know, to really make sure then you be ready.
Yeah.
To fight. But
So you started jiu-jitsu in 90. When did you start jiu-jitsu?
1990.
98.
1998?
20 years?
No, 1991.
91. Yeah, that makes
91.
more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you started jiu-jitsu in 91.
1991.
Yeah.
The exactly year when the jiu-jitsu defeated the luta livre fighters in the challenger. Valide Ismail, Murilo Bustamante, and Fábio Gurgel.
Yeah. So you were like 13 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah. Man.
it's completely different.
How old were you when you got your black belt?
In 2010, I'm 42 now, 30.
34, 35.
34, 35.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. So early 90s in Brazil.
In Brazil.
And then you just, like, how did that whole, like, did you tell your parents you wanted to start training jiu-jitsu? Or how did you even, like, find an academy? What was it like?
For example, something very common, natural for us. For example, out there you have 2 sports. Then what's very popular: surf and jiu-jitsu. You know, if you very rich guys, not my case, you start doing a couple other sports
I see.
like elite sports.
Yeah.
But jiu-jitsu was very popular because Carlson made the jiu-jitsu popular.
In your neighborhood?
In Rio in general.
Rio in general.
Yeah, because
Okay.
on the past was very expensive to train. So the monthly payment example in the Gracie Academy is something like $400 today. And the Carlson started teach for everybody, all people. You know, he opened the door and say the only obligation you have here, if you don't have money to pay, is to train hard. If you train hard, you have a spot here in my academy. And people start coming more.
In Brazil? This was in Brazil?
Yeah, in
Wow.
Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro.
Wow.
You know, so Carlson was a very important person to work to become the jiu-jitsu popular.
Right.
You know, and more people like me start training, and was I started develop the passion, and I'm here today.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know?
That's
so
cool.
did you feel like, when we talk about the family, like Carlos and then Helio, but in the early 90s, did you understand what was happening with the family and that's kind of split off? Was that like prevalent back then, like in that era, or was it still like, oh, Horian and Hickson and all these guys, and then you had Carlson and, you know, Carlos Jr. So, was that like? Did you feel that? Like, was there any like indication of like what was happening in that family at that level, or no?
It's something a little hard to talk because I have a lot of different things in each part of the family talk about something.
Yeah.
So from the beginning, Carlos learned with Maeda, okay? And he started teaching class. Ilio never had a class with him, but always observe the class, watch the class, and learn for himself, you know, and start develop his own style of jiu-jitsu, different than Carlos.
I see.
You know, Carlos is a little stronger than him, but Helio very sick, you know, very skin. Adapted the jiu-jitsu for your own body and develop the Grace technique. After that came Carlson, because have a challenger, Helio lost a fight, and the only guy have enough to fight with Valdemar was Carlson.
Right.
Okay? And Carlson develop your own style when the technique is important, but the physical condition is very important too. Right. I think it's the big change closer than you have today. You know, if you watch the old Carlson fight, he throw punch, he throw kicks, you know, he look for the takedown, something very aggressive. Yeah. And start develop. On the 90s, for sure the first guy arrived here in the United States was Horion. With this mentality about the Grace Academy. Yeah. You know, very technical, but no, can I see, different than what the Carlson think about jiu-jitsu. And after he started the UFC and stuff like that, the guys start growing more, like Rickson, Royce, and the other guys from the family. Yeah. I think this was the point, then spread a lot the family, the business. You know, he tried to hold something just for him, but it's not just for him. You have to share it with the other members of the family. Right. You know, and each one start developing your own style. Yeah. I think this moment on the early 90s was what defined what the jiu-jitsu is today. So have academies with your own methodology, very directioned in one way. The other academies is still following what Ilio pass, you know, like the guys from East Coast, like the Valente brothers is a big academy, but out there the guys still practice the same jiu-jitsu for a long time ago, like a self-defense. Yeah. You know, the academy, the Torrance is a monster academy, have a lot of students, but it's still the Gracie lineage of jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And people like us, like Carlson Gracie, Renzo Gracie, you know, have competition team and Vale Tudo team, have a lot of guys on the UFC, you know, direct relationship with us or with one or other instructors from us, right? You know, and this new generation then is about competition. Yeah, you know, like Atos, Unit, AGO, AOG, you know, very good jiu-jitsu too, but specifically for the competition. Yeah. You know.
Man, I wish I could pass guard like Rafa Mendes.
Rafa Mendes.
Yeah. I wish I could do anything. I wish I could eat breakfast like Rafa. I just want to brush my teeth.
And all
like
these
Rafa.
guys is important, you know. Yeah. Have your importance on the history of jiu-jitsu, especially here on the United States. But
and since it's like what 1925, is that when? Is that when 1925?
Yeah. That's Gracie? What the hoodies say.
That's what the hoodies say, right?
Yeah. 25.
It's so recent. It's so recent. Like, exactly. And I like that Drysdale is making that movie Closed Guard. Did you hear about that movie? He's making a documentary about the history of jiu-jitsu, not about the Helio and Carlos. It's more about the history before and there's so many like red belts out there that we've never heard of and have been doing jiu-jitsu longer, and he's kind of bringing it. It's pretty fascinating. I'm really interested. It's called Closed Guard, the movie. And
because you have a lot of very important names then worked very hard to popularize jiu-jitsu in Brazil, but people don't know nothing. Like a very important part, a very important family called Fada Jiu-Jitsu. Have guys from the south side part of Rio and the guys on the north, considered like the poor guys, stuff like that. But the guys extreme talent then face the Grace and fight at the same level, but the people don't know.
Right.
Same like people don't know much about Carlos, you know. I think have something between the family members because just the people talk a lot of Ilio, but don't talk nothing for Carlos.
Isn't there a George Gracie too?
The George Gracie too, I think so.
Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but Carlos, you can find much things about him, about his life, about his methodology of training. He like a teacher, or you know, he was the mentor.
Yeah.
You know, and Ilio, very important too because create one style, and after that, Carlson.
Yeah.
Because I say no, jiu-jitsu is good, but I create my own style, and he. The Carlson is amazing. Not become a part of the Carlson Gracie family, but his history is very, very important.
Yeah.
You know, especially for this modern days, then people compete. On the past, have just two flags in one side of the stadium, Gracie Barra, the other side, Carlson Gracie.
Do you
And
know
that's
if
it.
was Carlson Sr. at the UFC? Was he at the event? Was he part of the train that came out or no? Because I was watching, and I was watching.
I mean, I know I saw him ringside for
He was, right?
Vitor's fights and
no,
stuff.
no. This is,
You're
I'm
talking about the original.
the first UFC, first
The
or
first
second.
UFC, yeah, I saw this video couple
in the
weeks
train.
ago. In the
I
train,
swear,
yeah.
I saw
he's there
he's
with
in there.
Royce,
Yeah,
Rickson, I
Hickson.
think Helson, and
Right.
Ilio Gracie.
he was in that train.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
You're
they don't show
right.
his
You're
face,
right.
but like his frame, you can't miss. And
You're
then his
right.
head. I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks like Carlson, but
Yeah.
I was trying to like
because
look
at
around.
that moment is about the Grace family.
Yeah.
You know, people put all these problems apart and stay together.
Yeah.
To teach Royce to become successful on the competition.
Which-
yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it was cool to
Cool,
see
man.
that. Yeah, I always like to go back because you know.
How many people know about it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I
Yeah, it's
started.
true.
When I
You can find this
Yeah.
video, this
Right.
entrance on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, yeah. Because I mean, that's when I first was introduced. It was in 93, 90, right there. I mean, you and I are the same age, so it's like,
Yeah.
I remember those times, and man,
Yeah.
just right now where I'm at and where my mind's, it's just interesting to go back and kind of see like, oh man, there's so
The
much,
history, yeah.
so much there.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit, you know, you can't even grasp the full concept of what was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I just tried to find different pieces of puzzle and go back and watch older matches and kind of figure out how that armbar has changed and how that triangle has changed.
Exactly,
Just
exactly.
little details, just what they're
Exactly.
doing with their body, and just like, oh wow, that's totally like shifted, or wow, that's very similar to what we're training right now. And
Exactly,
that's 20 something years
The
old.
position is still the same, but at the evolution.
Yes,
you
the
know, the
evolution.
mechanic
Yes.
of your
Right.
body is different.
Yeah.
The application. Today, people are much more prepared. The physical condition is much better.
Yeah.
You know?
And the defense is good too. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, you can
Yeah.
throw up a sloppy armbar and catch a white belt on it. But
Yeah.
if you're rolling against a purple belt, everything better be on for that, right?
Better be.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of how MMA's evolved. Like
Yeah.
they were in comparison to where their grappling level was, they were fighting scrubs.
Yeah, they no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
Man, but there's still so many. I always see posts on Instagram for the fake what's it called, like dojo, whatever, like legit as fuck or something like that. When people post like fake stuff, like
Oh, I got you.
you know, it's like Joe Rogan. I'll be throw some up there on Instagram. Where
Like,
it's
fake martial arts.
Fake martial
Yeah,
arts.
it's a guy
Martial
that'll
arts.
touch you and
he'll touch. Yeah, he won't even touch you. Like people can just like. Have you ever seen this on Instagram?
no.
Oh my. So basically, like they have like people wearing like, you know, black belts or whatever they're supposed to be, and they're like, Paul, like come at me, and I just like use energy to knock him out. Don't touch him, just energy. I'll just wave my hand around like this, and he'll just fall to the ground.
O Jedi Master.
It's like Jedi Master. It is so crazy, and I'm thinking back like,
And there's a whole room of people watching it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. clapping. Like,
clapping.
think
They
it's
probably
real.
paid
It's
for the
crazy,
summer.
right?
Yeah, it's
insane.
crazy.
It's insane collectively what people can get together. I've been watching a lot of documentaries about cults. I just, you know, it comes up on Netflix like, hey, you might like this. So I'm like, I throw it on. And it's just fascinating how a collective group of people can just completely just give their fortune, their money to just this person who says they're a guru or something like that, and their wives or whatever else.
They've been waiting for it. They've been wanting to give themselves to something.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so fascinating.
same thing with you in jiu-jitsu. You were lost before this.
I was lost.
You were
before
waiting
this.
to give yourself. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think jiu-jitsu is the same as that personally, but because I've been
I think it's much different.
I've been in martial arts since the 90s, and I've always loved it, you know, but I couldn't really appreciate it. I was very young, you know, and you know, there's a lot of things going on when you're young and stuff like that. And then I kind of, you know, in the early 2000s when I started my company, I just kind of like, you know, had to work a lot. So, and then I rediscovered jiu-jitsu a few years ago, and just now it's like I'm older, and now I really like I feel like I really understand what's going on. And and when I teach younger students, I'm like, oh, I wish you would just pay attention a little bit more. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, oh, you have no idea what you have in front of you. Like when they're like the kids class, man, anyone who teaches kids, God bless you. I don't know if I could have the strength, because I see those kids, they're in class and they're like, okay, do it. And then when they get out of class, the conversations these kids have in the freaking locker room is bizarre. Yeah. They were having a conversation. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about, but about the moonwalk. They were all trying. Did you know Michael Jackson moonwalk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steps back.
Yeah. The whole thing, they were like trying to do the moonwalk, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Where are they getting his moonwalk with Michael Jackson? And they were talking about doing this, and I'm like,
that's why the parents. Could you imagine the parents take them to jiu-jitsu and say, please wear my kid out.
Right. Yeah.
Wear him out. This is how he is all day long, talking about moonwalks and screaming and
Kids class is very interesting. Sometimes it can be a dream.
So
other days can be a nightmare.
You teach it, Andre?
No.
He's like, no. I'm a professional.
Yeah, you guys have kid classes, right? Yeah,
class.
It's a tough one.
I taught for 3 years at the Miguel Torres Academy. A couple years ago. Class of 40, almost 50 kids. It's crazy.
And what percentage?
50 kids.
50 kids, man. You can imagine it?
It's insane.
50, brother.
I can't imagine. And what percentage actually move on to be, adolescent jiu-jitsu artists? Very, very, very small.
Yeah.
Very small. Stick with it. What's a good age? Because I know kids, I mean, if your parents are in jiu-jitsu, that would make more sense for the longevity of a kid.
Right.
But if your parents aren't in jiu-jitsu, they're just bringing you to class, I think it's a lot harder for that kid to stick with it.
Yeah.
Because the parents aren't involved in it so
Yeah.
much. You know, so the parents are taking them there, filling up the time, like you said, Paul, get the energy worked out of them. Maybe they get a little discipline, and then the kid moves on to something, and then it's like, oh, let's go to soccer. Oh, let's go to do this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Then they go to middle school or high school, and then they get involved with a team. And, you know, then popularity matters. Oh, the cheerleaders are watching the basketball play, you know, and then
if you be there, you'd be cool.
Right. And then you're hitting on girls, and then it's like jiu-jitsu, what? No. Yeah, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
And I really, really advocate incorporating jiu-jitsu in a high school program. I don't see why.
Well, I mean, I saw Carlos Archilla did kind of like a guest week where he taught at a middle school or something like that, and someone else did that too.
Someone hit us up on, was it Instagram or we get a lot of
forget.
messages. I'm sorry if I don't get back to everyone right away.
So it's slowly kind of doing it. Shout out to Carlos.
Yeah,
starting it off.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's just like, it's like, you know, the judges in the UFC. Those people have no idea what they're watching. They're getting paid to go. Oh, you want to be a judge? Yeah, I'll be a judge. Here's $1,500. Go be a judge. And they have no idea what they're watching. I feel that's the same way in the school. Like, they know nothing about. They know basketball. They know football, baseball, and, you know, hockey and soccer. They're like, yeah, that's all there is. I'm not going outside that comfort zone. Right. And that's then the curriculum and the momentum, and that's all they do. They're not like looking for different ways of teaching the kids or growing. You know,
them. We should change the name from jiu-jitsu to anti-bullying arts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then watch every school go, oh yeah. Let's do that. Anti-bullying arts?
Anti-bullying? Yeah. ABA.
ABA.
There
you go.
Anti-bullying arts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge to keep a strong program, interest program, then people really like and really feel comfortable to put your kid out there to train.
Yeah.
Because it's one more thing with all this popularization of the sport. More academies appear every single day. A couple academies are completely ready to teach with good professionals and good people, you know. Guys involved is a natural way if you start training with a good instructor, and as soon as you start increase more your interest to teach, you have opportunity to teach or help. Sometimes it's just the guys just open a door, okay, have one other relationship with the academy's owner and start teach.
Yeah.
You know, so don't have much control or the criteria of the quality.
Yeah.
I mean,
know?
just a simple fact that what you get out. Can you imagine freshman year of high school, right? Mandatory jiu-jitsu classes.
Well, I mean,
Can you? And then now you got 4 years. You have to take jiu-jitsu all 4 years. Holy, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean, we
how
wrestled.
incredible would that be?
Yeah.
we wrestled.
Every day?
Well,
Not for a gym class?
gym class had, like, you know how, like, it's like volleyball for 2 weeks,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basketball
Yeah,
for 2 weeks, wrestling for. So we wrestled, but then there was the guys that chose to wrestle. You know,
On the
all
team
4
and
years
stuff
on the
like
team
that,
and
right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, that's as close as you could get to
Right.
jiu-jitsu.
Something similar than the government have been doing the Abu Dhabi, for example, is part of the grade.
Yes.
You know, so have a lot of academies have the particular academies, but it's an obligation for the kids on the school to learn in a determinate period of the time. I don't know in between what grades learn jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
Right.
You
They
know?
have to.
So today you see the World Pro is one of the biggest and beautiful tournaments shows in the jiu-jitsu shows in the competitions in the world.
Right, right.
You know,
I mean, I don't know. I just think that for kids, they're gonna get more out of practicing jujitsu as opposed to, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
playing basketball or anything like. I just that's just my opinion. I just feel that all around the confidence it gives you, being able to be humble,
definitely.
giving back. You don't get that on any other sport that I know of. I mean, I don't see, I see kids on a playground shooting basketball when I was younger. And They weren't acting like people in
You have
jiu-jitsu
a
class.
lot of things to do. It's a very nice sport,
Yeah.
amazing sport, but you just
Lot of
have to
work.
keep work
Yeah.
more and more and more to organize more. I think at BJJF have been doing an amazing job
Right.
in Prof Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
And the guys just have to keep working because it's a huge country. You have a lot of states, a lot of people. People here really love the sport, So I'm from Brazil. I never had a chance to work to my wrestling or the judo or something like that.
Right, right.
Here, when you find a guy with a wrestling background and decide to train jiu-jitsu serious or decide to become a pro or amateur and then a pro MMA fight, it's all then I call need or looking for, because the guys have the heart,
Yeah.
the discipline, the mentality, then the competition. You must have to train hard, to become a champion. It's something amazing.
Yeah.
This country here, people really encourage the kids. If you're right in the right spot, you have a lot of opportunities, my
Yes,
friend.
I
Definitely.
agree.
In Brazil, you have a lot of talent, but unfortunately, the government at this point is very, very poor. Unfortunately, because it's an amazing country too.
Yeah.
So it's one of the reasons the United States is the #1 country today in the world for jiu-jitsu. The guys need opportunities, make a good business, try to trade about your family and grow more like a person. People come to United States,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely, my friend.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just preaching.
Yeah.
So-
Because a lot of things involved,
Yeah.
the business, martial arts, tradition, new stuff. People start making more money.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I mean, I just think about it, I'm like, where do
Yeah.
you start? I mean, I know the momentum's there. It's like, how can I contribute? I feel like I am contributing.
contributing.
Yeah.
What
I'm
else
just
can you
like,
do?
Oh,
but
the guy
me,
has been
I'm-
doing an amazing job, my friend.
Yeah, I
Believe.
just want to like, want to see the progression. I don't want to be like 90 years old and still talking about the same thing. I want to let's get the ball rolling.
Exactly.
So, but Are you going to show us some technique today?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, all right, let's do some technique. So where can people find you?
Okay, the guys can find me at the Carlson Gracie Headquarters. I'm there every single day, you know, Monday to Friday. Saturday have the open mat. The only day I'm not there is the Sunday. Sunday need to rest.
Sure.
But the guys are more than welcome to stop by. The address is 2778 North Milwaukee Avenue. Okay, is the no Logan Square. And
you do privates too?
yeah, I do private
Kickboxing
class,
privates,
Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA.
Okay.
You know, the guys can find me at the Carlson Gracie website, cgraceadq.com. Okay, Instagram, Andre Madiz, Facebook, Andre Madiz. Nice. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah,
to share a little bit
Thank you for coming.
my experience here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going to show a little smash and pass maybe on Paul. All right, Andre, appreciate you coming, man. We'll
Thank
see
you so much, guys.
Bye.
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 Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. For more information about Grappler Union Podcast, you could visit us at our website at grapplerunion.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Grappler Union. Please like us on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes. And all of our episodes are available on our YouTube channel. Say what?
Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to all that shit. You got to do another take, right?
Oh.